Welcome to Okaloosa Today, local news and information. Connecting the communities of Fort Beach, Destin, and Okaloosa County.
Welcome to Okaloosa Today, the show that brings you news about the county, the city of Destin, and the city of Fort Walton Beach. I'm Kathy Newby, the Public Information Officer for Okaloosa County, and today my guest is Tisha Maraj from the Emerald Coast Convention Center. Welcome, Tisha.
Thank you.
So glad to have you here, and you have a very busy spring coming up at the convention center for tourists and locals. So let's talk about that, because this facility is used really by the community and by our tourists, which is unique.
Yes, we're definitely a multi-use facility. But I thought I'd run through some of the events we have coming up in March, because we have a huge mix. And I don't want to miss any of the important ones. So we have the Okaloosa and Walton County BIA Home Show coming up this weekend.
And that's Business Industry Association,
yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
then we have Gulf Coast Energy Network's Power Up Expo, which is pretty interesting. Then the Okaloosa County Joint Chamber Expo is in the middle of the week, which is going to be fantastic for everyone to come to. And then later on we have a Shine On conference. It's a women's conference by some local meeting planners in our area that I know is going to be fantastic. And then we have the ADS show. It's actually Atlantic Diving Supply Show. And in between that we have Sinfonia, led by Demetrius Fuller, and it's going to be a show entitled Bond and Beyond. So
concert.
Yeah, it's a concert. It kind of goes with the Oscars, how they featured the Bond music. So it's going to be great.
Is Adele going to be there?
Oh, I don't think so. Well, wouldn't that be cool? I'll have to ask Demetrius about that. And then we also have Choctaw Prom coming up in between there. So it's a pretty good mix of local events for our community and then events that bring outside guests to our area.
It really does give you an idea of the variety of events that you have there. And I still sometimes accidentally, and you always correct me so diligently, and call it a conference center when it is in fact a convention center. Can you differentiate between those two for our audience and what that means?
Sure. I think the easiest thing to remember is a conference center usually is attached to a hotel, or it's at a university where there's a lot of small meeting rooms and maybe not the large exhibit hall or ballroom. A convention center, on the other hand, has one large ballroom where, like our ballroom's 21,000 square feet, so there's a large room for a big event, and then maybe some small rooms to complement the large room. And it's usually standalone by itself with a lot of hotels and resorts surrounding it. So that's a difference. We've always been a convention center. It's just in the beginning we got started with the wrong name, so that it's a huge improvement in the marketplace to say Emerald Coast Convention Center.
So very important distinguishing attribute there. So especially for attracting the tourist and for everything you do to get groups in there. And how many people would that ballroom hold? It'll hold a lot of people.
That ballroom can hold a lot of people. For a banquet, it holds about 1,350 people.
Wow.
For a concert, depending on the amount of aisle space you want, we could get 2,000 people in there, and the stage size. So, and anything in between we can accommodate.
And you get, stage sizes can even vary from small to really, really large stages. So.
Yes.
In really big groups. So that's wonderful. So, but we really want to talk about the rebranding and some of the improvements that we made, and we want to kind of start outside. We started outside with some of the rebranding things, and with the whole new wave theme and the greens and the blues and the flags out front. Even as all the signage carried through to the signage. I mean, that's really what the rebranding was about, is making sure that you carried this whole new look through everything. And I think that y'all just did a wonderful job at that.
you.
I mean, again, from the flags outside to the signs outside in the parking lot to even when you walk in the front door, you see those waves etched on the front door. And I just think it's so beautiful. So why don't you tell our audience that maybe hasn't been out there yet, if you haven't, please take a look, go out there and see. It's really beautiful. So talk about that whole process, Tisha.
I will. So branding today, it's really different than it used to be. You know, when people want to learn about a property or a facility, before they would call that property and they would get a sales manager like me and I'd give them my spiel and then we'd move on. But today people don't come to me, rather they go to places like TripAdvisor or Visit Florida, or even ask their friends on Facebook, or they Google information about a facility. So they're finding out information about us from their friends or our customers. And so in order to distinguish ourselves in the marketplace, you have to create a strong brand with like a strong brand message that's relatable to people and that people understand. And so that was really what our goal was, is to differentiate ourselves and send a message that people understand and people like, and it's attractive and people remember. So that initiative started with the wave. We thought we'd incorporate a cool, kind of reminds you of the beach and the water and how everything flows, right? And the colors are very much what you see in our area. And so we did that, and a new logo, and the beautiful
And the new
artwork.
logo, the letters even look like they're moving. I mean, it's really a lot of attention to detail. And then when you move inside, there's a display sign, upright sign, that also has those waves on it. Even the restroom signs have the waves. I mean, that was really that's really what hits you when you go inside, is there was really a lot of follow through and consistency in that, and it really is noticeable. It does make a difference. I mean, right down to the logo with the ease that the letters show movement. So consistency is so important to us. Even when you go to our website, everything you see on our website is what you see in the facility. It's what you see in the paperwork I send. It's on our name tags. It's on the clothes that we wear, our uniforms and everything. So we tried to be very consistent with that. It is on her name tag, on her desk. No, I'm talking about your nameplate on your desk. I think I did take a picture of that. It was even on the nameplates of the desk. I mean, it was really just astounding. What a wonderful job, and I really enjoyed seeing all that. And they have signs for the people who do have conferences out there that, again, have all that branding in place, lighted signs that welcome the groups there, and of course have that branding on them. And the rebranding and the building improvements came from a portion of designated tax dollars for improvement. The building is 10 years old. It's your 10-year anniversary.
It is our 10-year anniversary. We opened in April of 2003. So after 10 years, all these years, we have been maintaining that building. There's so many improvements that go on that you can't see. For example, there's paint and ceiling tiles and wiring for new audiovisual technology that comes out, and now we do have Wi-Fi that we can offer, and we do offer it complimentary throughout the entire building. And
I think people can understand that. Just trying to keep up with your technology at home and your office.
Yes.
I mean, imagine you have to really do it for all of your customers too. So.
And we also have the ability to live stream events. And so when you go to our website, EmeraldCoastConventionCenter.com, you can actually go to a little link that says live stream, and some of the events are there for you to click on and watch, or actually live. So that was kind of a new thing that we incorporated that many people probably don't know about. So that kind of improvement is really ongoing, and the branding just added to the aesthetics and the appeal of the convention center. One of the things that we got that I'm just so proud of is the benches, the picnic benches that are outside and the benches inside. So it's a more comfortable place where you can sit down and relax and then continue on with your events.
Yeah, and take a break from your conference. And of course, a lot of these groups coming in want certain audio-visual equipment. I mean, I'm sure their request, for those types of technology are have to be cutting edge. So y'all have to stay up with all that. Well, one thing on the wish list for a really long time was an elevator. I mean, if we had a live audience, they'd be clapping right now, because all of us who's ever been there, all dressed up and had to make a run for the door, up the stairs to the front door in the rain, or you know, and even if you get dropped off, you still had to climb those stairs. So that was that excited a lot of people when we were getting something like as simple as an elevator.
Yeah. We were excited too. We were very excited. Sometimes I still go take a ride on the elevator, but that was a long time coming.
And you had to have a parking garage to do that.
So the elevator is at the north end, in case you don't know. So it's on the north end of the building. So when you pull into the convention center, you've got to drive underneath the building, and there's a lot of nice parking that's right there, expanded right by the elevator, and it's all covered now. You can get right into the center without getting wet.
Which is wonderful. So if Highway 98 were south, then the north end would be the opposite end. So that's a good way to find it. Yeah. So, because I know a lot of people have it. It's kind of tucked away, you know.
It is tucked away.
And you have to go looking for that. But okay, and there are many considerations for groups. Again, we talked a little bit about the technology. There's a lot of pressure to me. Knowing a little bit about the business and a little bit about tourism, I know there must be a lot of pressure. You know, if you have a wedding, that wedding has to go perfect. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event for somebody. Proms are once-in-a-lifetime events.
They are. Every one of them is important.
And you know, these groups come in, they spend a lot of money in the community, and they want their event to go on without a hitch. So a lot of high expectations as far as food, as far as technology, as far as consistency, and all of those things. Talk about that. Y'all do this with minimum staff, Tisha, I know.
Yeah, we have our MacGyvers in the center. But let me tell you how my general manager approached this, Bill Lehman, a great guy to work for. He always built a culture. He's built a culture around 3 principles, and they are: how is my event going to taste? What kind of service am I going to get while I'm at the convention center? And is the area nice and appealing? So for the natural beauty of the Emerald Coast, we don't really have to do very much about that. It's all out there: white sand, emerald green water, perfect weather. We just kind of be stewards of that. And so we're very aware of the customer service we provide. We treat everyone with the utmost care. And Aramark is our on-site caterer. Chef Mark Hall's been there since we opened, and he's phenomenal. I can attest that everything I've eaten there has been fantastic. So food really tastes good at the convention center.
I can as well. I have never heard a single negative comment ever. And so I think that's pretty, and I'm sure y'all get a lot of repeat business. There's that level of trust that you've built. So that's a wonderful thing. And I know y'all go out and try and get new business. You want to talk a little bit about the marketing and sales, which is what you do, Tisha?
Yes, that's right. Well, the branding and the website has helped so much. When I'm out with my competitors and with other facilities, I feel very proud to represent the Emerald Coast and the Convention Center and be able to sell a product that I believe in and that I love and that's near and dear to my heart. So there are a lot of fantastic places in the whole entire country. Every convention center has 4 walls, has a ceiling, has audiovisual equipment. So what makes us stand out are the things that I sell, and that's the wonderful people in our community, the beaches, the customer service, the Destin Harbor, the fishing, the restaurants. All of those things are what I represent.
Well, evidently it is working, and it's working well. And of course, do you want to talk about your website and this? I know you all are very involved in social media. And
yes, we're getting there. So I think the crown jewel of everything we've done is definitely the website. It was a huge undertaking. It's kind of social, it's interactive.
That's what I was going to say, it's very interactive.
And our calendar's on there, calendar events, and pretty much all of the photos are brand new. You can see events just like every single one. You can see concerts, you can see dinners, banquets, trade shows, and so it's pretty comprehensive.
Well, there's one more thing. Is there anything else you want to add for that? There is one more thing outdoors, and that is to come. What's to come in the future?
Oh, so in the
I
future.
think we did show a picture of the
Of the
marquee, but I
marquee,
forgot to
yeah.
mention that. The marquee is beautiful.
Thank you. It's bright.
It's a great sign for driving down Highway 98. So
So-
yeah, hopefully we got a picture of that
In the future, we're hoping that we are going to be able to build or pour a cement pad at the north end of the convention center, close between Marler Park and where the north end of our building is. And so that cement pad will be pretty large enough where we'll be able to have outdoor concerts there, or put a tent over it to feed our youth groups so they have more space to meet. So we'll be able to attract larger groups. We'll be able to use it for event space and just a lot of hopefully local events that will be fun for the public, and it will definitely increase our sales and improve what we can offer
Another
on Okaloosa
venue.
Island.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And the really neat thing about that is that whole area is going to get a facelift. We do have the new Veterans Park out there.
Yep.
So, and we have Wild Willie's coming in, and they're going to redo the golf area. And so that whole area actually will be walkable. It'll be accessible to anybody who's visiting, not only in the surrounding hotels and condos, but at the convention center. So very exciting.
Yes, it's going to be a great improvement.
Okay, I think we have covered everything. Is there anything else you would like to add, Tisha?
Just, I hope that everyone visits our website, emeraldcoastconventioncenter.com, and please like us on Facebook and interact with us. If anybody ever wants to ask questions about the convention center or what we're doing, please feel free to come in. Our doors are always open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. The offices are open, so we'd love to see you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and updating us on the Emerald Coast Convention Center. And now we're going to have a quick public information update. Speaking of the Tourist Development Department, the TDC, the Tourist Development Council, is also seeking volunteers, as well as the county's Growth Management Department. So I think we have some numbers, 651-7131, if you want to volunteer for the Tourist Development Council, and then for Growth Management, 651-7180. Our Parks Department is requesting public support for a reef grant application, and all this and more can be found right on the homepage on our website. So support the parks too. We definitely want to get that reef grant, and you can visit our website at OkaloosaFL.com. And we want you to enjoy your spring, enjoy the parks and the beach safely. Remember to swim with the lifeguard, and also remember that our county extension office is a great source for information on your spring planning and gardening. So you can call 689-5850, call the extension office. And then lastly, I do want to congratulate some very important women in our community and thank them for all they do. Commissioner Kelly Wines has sworn in the new officers for the Okaloosa County Commission on the Status of Women. They are Historian Jean Reef, Vice Chair Valerie McLaughlin, Secretary Amy McBride, Treasurer Mary Blackwell, and Chairman Shirley Piggott. So we definitely want to congratulate those women and appreciate what they do in the community. The purpose of the Okaloosa County Commission on the Status of Women is to eliminate barriers to achievement for women through research, education, and communication, as well as recognize and honor women who have made significant contributions toward improving the status of women and other citizens of Okaloosa County. Thank you for tuning in today and sharing your time with us. Thanks to Cox, our sponsor. And also up next is Doug Rayner from the City of Destin.